invest more in rail transport.
All right. Well, for all actions, there are reactions and repercussions. Kano State is dealing with this reality. The state government has agreed to pay 3 billion naira as compensation to a group of traders affected by its decision to demolish what it called illegal properties. The shop owners had sued the state government over the demolition, but both have agreed to settle out of court. Other property owners are challenging the government in court over the illegal demolition of their properties. What a price to pay for politics. Judy, it shows now, obviously, it wasn't well thought out.
No.
It was maliciously done. It was done out of, recklessness. That demolition.
In fact, they destroyed people's lives. There are people who lost their belongings and they slipped into hypertensive states. Some have not recovered. I don't know how a government will come to power.
Get to the office first. Action first thing you do.
They were going to do was simply to be demolishing up and down, and demolishing in areas where you got your highest vote. Abba Gidagida got his highest votes from Kano Municipal. That is the heart of the city. And those are the places it wasn't demolishing in the hinterland now. It is where he got, because even when you look at 2019 election, the best performance of APC was in the rural areas. In fact, Kwankwaso was defeated in his local government by Ganduje. They won Madobi, which is the local government of Kwankwaso. But in the urban centers, Kwankwaso's message was strong, and the people voted for him in the urban centers, though he lost. But the kind of vote, the quantum of votes in the rural areas, in the hinterland, you can't compare to urban centers. So that gave him the advantage. It was still the same pattern this time around. But he concentrated on, in terms of his demolition, he concentrated on those urban centers. Okay. To make matters worse for these victims, street urchins were looting their wares. It's one thing to demolish, it's another thing for people to be able to rescue their goods. But these boys were literally unleashed on traders, and they were looting their wares right there. People died in the course of this demolition. People died. How do you explain demolishing that iconic roundabout in front of the government? All of the explanations that they've given are really silly explanations. There's no need to demolish that.
A new government that is yet to settle down.
There's no need to demolish that. And it is one of the reasons why I can tell you today, because I've been to Kano twice in the last 1.5 months. The man's popularity went down with that demolition, because there's no way you can tell even the biggest fool in the world. You cannot tell him that all of the places you are demolishing, that it is Ganduje that owns them. Because what they tried to let people know was that, Ganduje and his people were just selling land illegally and all that. How about these ones who have protested? They asked for 60 billion. And I like the move that the lawyers made. Got the court to say, well, the accounts of the Kano State government will be attached, which this Ganeshi order with that, yes, as the money is coming. So they had to say, okay, we are going to
settle out of court. You know, the people asked for 60 billion, court reduced it to, I think, 30 billion or so. But in the end, they and this is needless. They would have used that money to embark on other projects.
I said,
needless.
I'm telling you, innocent people lost their wares. They are not even the people you set out to fight in. And I said, okay, if you don't want to, that is say, the government house. See what they turn the government house. So if you are not happy, the thing is, there are some governors who have performed to the point that you cannot demolish their legacy. You'll be wasting your time. And this governor, you can say anything about Ganduje. The best road intersection in our country is in Kano. That is the Maiduguri road intersection in Hotoro. There is nothing close to it in this country. If anybody sees, you will know that, how did they manage to do this?
That's when you see the area shot at night. You won't believe that this is Kano.
And those underpasses, what are you going to do? It's not, you cannot erase his legacy no matter how much you hate him.
8 years there.
You can't. No, and he worked. People abuse him, they call him a thief, they say all kinds of things. But no one will say that Ganduje didn't work.
Ganduje worked.
No, you cannot say that. Because the evidence is there. It was literally a competition between him and El-Rufai at that time. Ganduje can raise his head high anywhere because he performed as a governor. No doubt about it. Now you are just demolishing. In the end, the ordinary people are the biggest losers. So now you've admitted that you acted illegally. You are going to pay 3 billion. That 3 billion, do you know how many boreholes you can sink for people who don't have water?
Siken, why are we like this? A government that was struggling to get to power, got to power, and the first thing is something that looks so vindictive, and that doesn't make sense.
When this issue started, on a daily basis, we are shouting on journalist hangouts, condemning it, and telling the governor to be very careful. And he was not ready to. It was like a man on a destruction mission. This governor is callous and very vindictive. I have never seen a governor of his caliber before, who came into office less than a month. What you are interested in is just demolishing buildings, demolishing parks, demolishing shops.
But I think you should have that information. You should have better information.
He was not ready to have it.
This state belongs to Ganduje. You have that information. He was not ready to get any information. Even if he did, he was not ready to act on it. It was like a man that was out of...
And this was the roundabout.
It was a roundabout.
It's just that I snapped there.
I was a roundabout. What has the roundabout got to do with that? And they were telling you, and he said he was ready to do more. He said he was ready to demolish more. And for goodness sake, this was a governor that came through an opposition party, as it may be. And he was having some kind of goodwill. And he has some kind of goodwill around him that we thought that he would have capitalized on to be able to deliver. And
but he was rising high.
Those people don't even want to hear about it.
This is the only state that NNPP has. And this is the only state
that was all-time high.
Yes. This is a state that used to mobilize and be able to showcase. And so that be able to showcase, so that and be able to reach out to others. So that when people are talking, they say, go and see what we have done in Kano State as a party. But what happened? Now you are coming back now to start negotiating and even agree to pay 3 billion. That is just the first range. You can be rest assured that more people are going to sue.
Wasting resources.
And more people are going to this thing.
Even the cost of demolition is
Vicky, do you know the irony of this? Even when there are cases in Supreme Court, I'm talking of the governorship election. Even if tomorrow this governor is removed, the Kano State government will have to pay.
Honestly.
Whoever is coming.
Yeah, it's not a living will. If it's APC
that's taking over from him, is the state. It doesn't have to do anything with party. It is the government of Kano State. Whoever is going to take over from this governor, that is, if he's leaving, he's still going to pay this cost.
You need to be careful.
And they will still be sued.
The kind of rule you elect.
So what are you creating? Why are you creating problem for not only yourself and probably another person that will take over from? This is. It should be a big lesson.
There was a building, a 3-story building with 90 shops. He leveled it.
Can you imagine?
He leveled it. Just destroying this.
You were elected to create job. You were elected to create opportunities for people to try. But the one you made, you are not creating. No. The one you made, you are destroying and sending people into the. And you know that Kano is a commercial center. Kano is noted for its trade. By the time you demolish shops like that, a lot of people will be out of job. Wait, for one shop you demolish, trader, for one shop you demolish, you think you have
a person, that's a trader that has suffered stroke.
Can you imagine?
It's close to a friend of mine, a textile seller, textile material seller.
Can you imagine?
You demolish. What have they done? What is their crime? What is their crime? Now you've realized that you acted the wrong way because the demolition was illegal. Now you want to pay taxpayers' money that could have been used to do something.
Now
you use it to pay.
The number of ambajiris on the streets, the youths roaming around the streets, trying to
solve their problem. It's demolition that you are doing up and down. There's no sense in that.
With no human face.
Well, it's a red card for that government of.
That's why many people, even when he lost his first case, people behave like they didn't do it now.
The red card for that government.
They are not happy with him at all.
All right.